All right. So today I have with me my lovely Finnish friend, TIINA. And I say TIINA because there's two I's in the TIINA. And I'm changing things up today. And I was just chatting with Tina about this. So typically I do a ladies that lead interview. And that's the same. But what I've noticed is that I have a real passion working with women in business or women wanting to be in business to really share and shed their light. So causing a positive ripple effect in the world. And what I've noticed with myself and others, so I work with teachers, healers, and helpers, and we're really bad at making money.
Oh, yes.
And so I'm swinging this to Badass Business Babes. It's also a program that I'm now offering, a 90-day program to increase clarity, cash flow, and confidence to get our word and our light and our gifts and really share it with the world. So here we go. We're going to start this up. Okay. So my first badass business babe here is my friend TIINA, and we met, I think, like a year and a half ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. And we met in LA, and TIINA was over, and I was over to LA because we were doing the Tony Robbins Unleash Your Power Within program. So it's a 4-day, and just so as synchronicities happen, we were also staying at the same Airbnb.
Yeah.
And then just as synchronicities happen, I was walking into town, and TIINA had noticed me at the Airbnb, and I was like stopped at a juice store to get some green juice or something. And TIINA walks up to me with her illuminated light in her face and all happy and shiny and glowy. And chatting, and then we became fast friends, and then we walked together every day to unleash the power within and debriefed after the day. Then we were having so much fun that TIINA was actually going to go up to San Fran, and I was going down to San Diego. I'm like, come with me. So that started an adventure of like so much fun, renting a car, visiting with friends of mine, visiting.
By the way, can I stop you? Can you still remember the guy who was at the rental place? Who you got the car from? Oh my God.
Yep. And he was like an illuminating light as well. Like, I feel like light attracts light. And that was that trip for me and you, right? And so we went to the car rental place, and this beautiful man, just so vibrant and alive. I saw him when I was dropping the car back off too, and just such a light. So such a great trip. And then TIINA and I have kept in contact ever since. And I remember it was TIINA's like 30th birthday, and in Finland she invited me, and I was, it killed me. I was cracking down on my expenses and not traveling for a year, and that was nuts for me. And TIINA had invited me over to her birthday, which is aligned with summer solstice, which is super cool. And she was having a sauna boat. So sauna on a boat. Best idea ever. And one thing, TIINA, I have to say, from knowing you and spending that week with you, I heard sauna so many times that I don't think it's a coincidence that now I have a sauna in my building.
Oh, really? Awesome.
7-minute drive away from a Scandinavian spa. And I don't think it's a coincidence, because after I met you, I was craving like that time, that connection with myself. I have a sauna, a steam, a bath, or I go to the bath every single night.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And now
do you do polar bear dipping as well?
Pardon?
Do you polar bear dipping as well?
Yeah, we have a plunge, and I run outside in my snow sometimes when I hope no one's watching. The people from my building think I'm probably crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. So welcome, TIINA.
Thank you, Chen. That brought so many memories.
Yeah, so many memories. So I'd love to start it off with you introducing yourself and what you do, and also origin story. So what brought you to what you're doing today?
All right. So I'm a fulfillment coach, and I coach women who sort of have lost touch with their feminine core and their boundaries, their creativity, their just sort of general juiciness. And why I do that is because I had certainly lost that myself for, I think, for nearly 2 decades or so, or I was lost. And yeah, if I go to the background story, I think it's or the point that it sort of comes down to is when I was in primary school, I nearly lost my mother due to violence, and she survived, and but in my little head, I thought that it must have something to do with me, like my actions, that this is happening. And I thought, well, I had been so angry at my mom at times, and I had wished that she would die, that actually when she nearly died, the little me made sense of it, that hey, this was caused by my anger, that I should never ever get so angry at my mother. And then fast forward, like within the next decades, I just completely had no boundaries of my own. I didn't voice out when things were not fine. I didn't even know what my needs were. I was unsure of just how to connect with people because I wasn't connected to myself. So I was constantly looking like what's happening outside of me and not really understanding that everything starts from within. And it's actually the first, like, this story has sort of been in my head for quite some time now, but I haven't really shared it like this. Like, but yeah, and so it took me like 2 decades or so before I started to connect with my no, for example, that there is a clear and honest no that I can just state, and I don't have to give any explanations for it. And I'm definitely still on the journey, and I love to connect with other sisters who are also finding it difficult to voice out our needs and our boundaries, and just generally being in connection with our own power and our own anger as well. Because anger, I thought that it was something negative, but I've come to realize that it's certainly not. It's just protecting ourselves and the love that we have. Yeah.
I love that, and I love you. And I wrote this in the email, but I really believe that our purpose can be found in our past pain.
Definitely.
A perfect example, and it's reminding me, and I'll bring this up because it's a little bit funny, but Oprah Winfrey and her best friend Gail.
Yeah.
I remember Gail, how she described Oprah, but it was something like, Oprah keeps on going so that she can bring everyone with her.
Yeah.
And something very potent that you said is that you're still in process with this, like you're still going with this, and you're bringing people and you're inviting people into what you've learned, and you're like, guys, and let's do this together. And I love that. That's the ripple effect right there. You bring people with you.
Yeah, and we host a lot of like women's circles, and at my summer cabin I had bonfire nights with women, and it was so beautiful, just like voicing out our authentic feelings and truth, and then just seeing that, hey, we're all in this together. Yeah, but I must admit, like when I'm sharing this, I thought that this was not going to be a big deal. That now I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to I'm turning off. It was not so easy to share it actually, and I'm surprised by it. But yeah, it feels like it's making a lot of sense for me why I'm having a drive for this work right now. And yeah, I hope for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So TIINA, what is the possibility that you offer to people? Do you work with women exclusively?
I also do career coaching, so that's not for women only, but you can follow me on Instagram to find out the latest news and what's happening. And I'm sharing a lot of my story there. I try to be as authentic as I can be, though on social media it's not always easy, but I do my best, and I love to share what's happening within. And then I also share news about what's happening with the coaching programs and the online course that we are currently updating. So that's a good way to get started and get connected.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
I love asking this question. What problems do you solve for people?
I think if I would state a problem, I would say that just being so attuned to the outer world, that what we are doing is getting more attuned to the inner self. And what it can look like is just having silent time when you begin your day, having your devices off when you start your day, and just starting your day by taking some breaths and connecting within. It can be really simple, but just creating that space so we can hear ourselves.
And why is that so important? Like what's currently happening in our world? Like why do you create this program and like who you are and who you're being for people?
Yeah. Well, when we are only attuned to the outer world, we are super reactive, and constantly someone else is demanding our time, or, oh, I need to do this, I need to go there, I need to get this diploma, I need to get a few degrees or whatever. But that's endless game. That's an endless game, and we will never be enough when we are just sort of running after the outer. What would it be, like merits or credits, and
it's like chasing the carrot, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like I was living like that for a long time, very long time. And of course it's not like it's switched off like that, but but just getting more and more attuned to what my values are, and where does my heart sort of drive me towards. So, and what can I say no to? Like, what doesn't really benefit me in my journey?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And so if somebody is kind of like on that perpetual treadmill and go, and it's like chasing the carrot and chasing that external validation, it's feeling burnt out, disconnected, what is the like foreseeable future in that? If you keep on down that road, have you had experience with women and people that have been doing this a long time, or experience with yourself? Like what's the impact?
Well, we get burned out. One thing that I would like to say, especially for women, when we are out of touch with our cyclic nature, that we are sort of in this linear world from A to B, constantly thinking that we need to perform in a certain stage, like from Monday till Friday, from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. We are just like we are so out of alignment with our bodies and just our cycle, and like the premenstrual phase, for example, is a phase where we should turn inwards and have like work from home if possible, and then like after like before ovulation, then we should be blooming and like showing our work to the world and stuff like that. But so we burn ourselves and we get depressed, and what else, we get really anxious. I think a lot of like these hormonal disorders are also linked to.
So I can attest to that through my own personal experience. So when you met me, I was very Tony Robbins, like, let's do this thing.
I mean, like I was just about to, share, please share.
And so actually when I got back from Tony Robbins, I was like, amazing, Tony's going to fire me up. I'm going to be able to go. I knew I was at the point of exhaustion then, but I needed Tony to like, okay, put me in a state, go, go, go. And so I got home and I was like, my body literally shut down on me. And for a good year, I've been, well, I tuned in the moon cycle. I now pad my coaching program with the moon cycle, with the menstrual cycle. We plan in self-care. It's the first thing we do. Ooh. So it's now my life is all about aligned action and allow. So it's the yin and the yang, the divine masculine, the aligned action, and the divine feminine, and the flow, and kind of getting witchy with it. Like I remember you and you just like letting go and dancing. And I'm like, oh, the masculine stuff.
Yeah, I love the dance part in LA. Yeah.
Look at me. Like now I'm wearing like flowy things. Yeah. I'm like, feel like business. Like I'm like flow and business. Like but so I learned through experience. I was so on my mission, not tapping into my like the feminine for me. Burnt me out. And so I worked with an amazing naturopath in town, Aranka Jones. And we had to sort out my adrenals. I would look down and I would get dizzy. This is how bad my adrenals were fatigued. And now it's just what I do and it's what I teach. And it's funny, I've been getting different testimonials back from women and just the same thing. They're like, the self-care component, especially for women, our hormonal systems are different. We're in a different cycle on a monthly. Men are rise testosterone, fall testosterone daily cycle. So our current paradigm really works with their hormonal cycle. Us, not so much.
Exactly. Yeah, not so much. And I like you, I can say that when I went to the Tony Robbins thing, I think I was like, I knew I had to do a lot of healing work, and I thought that let me just get over with it. Like, let's do something crazy. And I think that was definitely the immature masculine me who was there, like, hey, let's fix this. And then now it's more about like just leaning back and just letting it unfold itself, and also being how would I say, like these cycles that we will, like the what would I say, of self-compassion towards myself. When I feel like, okay, I want to escape from the world, I just want to like close off, like I want to just, I think that's when polar bear thing comes in as well. That just like silence and peace. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go for a polar dip. I'm going to cardiac arrest. I'm going to tell a friend that I'm going for a polar dip. I'll them after. But yeah, I'm going to go for a polar dip.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just love it. My Zoom is saying my internet is unstable, but I hope it's okay. So we'll come back.
I love it that it's on cycles as well. Like it's not a linear thing.
Pecos issues, Mercury's in retrograde. Like we're fine. TIINA, you're amazing and you're a light. And the second I met you, I knew that you're up for big things, sharing that light and helping and impacting millions. Okay.
Thank you.
That is why I wanted you on here. I'm a big believer in you and a big supporter of you. And I'm so excited that you and I are going to be on stage with Tony Robbins, teaching and helping, filling his gaps about this feminine.
Filling his gaps. I love that.
Okay. So what are the how-tos? So I want people to know you, get to know you. What's the best way to stay connected? It is Instagram with you?
Yeah, it's TIINA UV. So I'm sure you will post it, but T with double I, and TIINA with double I, and JUVI on Instagram. Yeah, and promise to share a lot more videos. I used to share a lot, so now, yeah, that's my promise. I will share a lot more videos. Yeah.
Amazing. 'Cause that's when video, like, that's why I love videos so much is, you know, the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So even with a picture, but a video, like, I get on calls with people and they already know me.
Mm,
They know I have a Jeep
mm.
named Wendell. They know I have a beta fish named Hank. You know, like they know me. They get to know my character, my
Mm.
personality, the way I talk. I swear like a mofo too. So I'm not good with you. Like I'm not your teacher. Like I swear like a mofo on
Yeah.
I swear. Like, you know. So you know,
Yeah.
so share more video, share more yourself so people can.
Exactly. And I love it that like when we do that, then like, well, I had a experience with like friends that I haven't seen for years, that they are also bringing themselves like sort of into the light because they've heard me say stuff that I didn't say before. So they are also sharing a lot of things because of that. So we should all do more and more of sharing our authentic selves. Yeah.
I don't think we can yeah, we gotta expand this ripple
Yeah.
effect. Don't
Yeah.
underestimate the ripple effect. And when you don't think people are watching and listening, they're watching and listening and hearing, like truly hearing what you're having to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
TIINA, I'll ask one more last question and then we'll wrap up and say goodbye. But what's keeping you up at night lately? What's on your mind these days? What are you thinking about the most?
Well, at the moment, I'm most inspired by this book called The Artist Way. Do you know it? By Julia Cameron. It's amazing. Like the principle is that, yeah, we are all like creative beings, and we just lose touch with the with the inner world at some point, and we get disencouraged to perform or do our art, whatever our art form is. And she has brilliant like daily practices that you can put into your everyday life. So one of them, I can share one of them right now, is just morning pages. Have you heard of them? So when you wake up, you just pick up a pen and a notebook, yeah, and just let it roll, like whatever comes from your subconscious normally, like 3 pages, just like unedited writing, and don't read it. Like just write it and then start your morning practice, whatever you have for your mornings after that. But do that like constantly, and then you can when you've done it for I would say, I don't remember if it was for a month or something like that, but then you can look back and start like reading it a bit, and what themes occur when we are just sort of in a very, when our subconscious is still open, when we are like waking up. I like it a lot, but it's new for me. So it's something I'm excited. Yeah.
I like that as well. I call that a download.
Yeah.
When you're in a state where you're not yet like in your conscious mind and thinking, doing it's a download. So that subconscious, that intuition, that's the connection. That's why she's getting you to write it the first thing in the morning. Actually, that's when I do my affirmations, but I might switch it up and start doing a download first.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot. And it gives me a sense of calmness because I've listened to myself before I start interacting with others. So yeah. But I've also done different forms of writing, but that's really something new, and I like it.
I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So TIINA, you're awesome.
You're awesome as well, Jen. I will stop you now and say something that I remember. Do you remember that in LA when we checked out what your name meant?
Yes.
What was it? Enchanting. I don't even know how to work. Enchantress. Oh.
Jennifer, enchantress. I put everyone under my circle.
Magic, yeah. You're magic, really.
Oh, thank you. And you're amazing, and I'm so thankful that we got a chance to meet and be connected for life. We're soul sisters. You're my Finnish sister from a different vista.
Yeah, giraffe sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. Sana sister.
Yeah.
I have to go do that polar dip now because I said I would. But you're amazing. Everyone that's watching this, follow TIINA online, follow TIINA on Instagram. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post her in my website. So if you need an easy reference, she'll be it's under Ladies That Lead right now, but I'm going to change that to Badass Business Babes. And that's it. So we'll be watching you, TIINA.
Thank you, Jen. I will be watching you. And we'll be watching you. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. We'll chat soon. Bye.
Bye.